Hold it! How long do you think we can milk this joke for?
Okay, gang, here's the deal. As we said in the beginning, we have to emulate this game.
We originally used Citra because it's an emulator that Damon is familiar with, and it is very reliable.
It's always worked well for me.
However,
it certainly doesn't work well for this game, as you probably have noticed. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Of course you have, let's be serious. And every time Rayfa is on screen, it completely destroys the entire thing. Often, this game has been running at 30% of its regular speed.
Yep.
This sucks. So there's a couple problems I wasn't able to fix.
But he did his damnedest.
And anyway, we're tired of it. However, we can't just start over and run it again on a different platform, which we have available.
It would frankly lose that first impression that you just can't imitate.
Right, and that's why we decided to keep it the way it is. So bear with us. When our first session where we recorded a couple episodes, we did 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So after the next episode, we'll be moving it over to an Android emulator. I also feel better about it because I just purchased the game.
Through it. So there. I mean, there you go.
Right. So again, thank you everybody for being patient with us, and thank you Croypots for letting us know that this game existed on Android.
So that we could do this.
I'm gonna miss the 2 screens though.
Me too.
Without further ado, let's actually start the episode.
Take that! Howdy, howdy, gentle viewers.
And greetings.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers.
Oh, we're just gonna jump right into it, huh?
Why not? Let's just jump right into the tutorial.
This is a tutorial. I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We
It
Squared.
doesn't have anything to do with tutorials. Oh my god, we did jump in. The main reason I want to give the judge a refresher on cross-examination, right, is because I bet it'll be funny. It's so funny that Billy just started choking.
Kill me. I guess I'd better, or we'll never get anywhere. Your Majesty, please allow me to explain the procedure. First, we lawyers listen carefully to a witness's testimony. Oh, I see. Then we touch Present, or R1, to open the court record and examine the evidence. And why would you do that? To find and present, or X, any evidence that's inconsistent with the statements given.
Oh,
I see. Present? I certainly don't need any gifts from you. Clearly, something is getting lost in translation with this magistrate. The point is, it's possible that a statement could contain a lie or a mistake.
Who would do such a thing?
But lying is bad. What do you do if you can't find any inconsistencies in a witness's testimony? Do you use your evil lawyer powers?
Yes.
In that case, we may press or L the witness for more information.
We don't L any witnesses. I'm just saying. Or you press every statement anyway, unless they tell you not to, because that has happened before where they don't like it if you press witnesses. So you see what they say.
Yeah. Pressing a statement might reveal new information or even entirely new statements. Humph! Presenting evidence is one thing, but pressing witnesses? Does it make them flat? I'll have you know, defense, that I do not allow violence in my courtroom.
Well said, Your Majesty!
Rest assured, only gentle verbal pressure is used. No physical force involved.
Mr. Wright, yes. What have you been up to while I've been out of Japan?
Well, I'm not convinced. After all, who knows what sort of tactics an attorney will resort to? One false move and I'll call the bailiff. Yeah, something's definitely getting lost in there. For now, I should just focus all of my energy on questioning Albie and comparing his statements with the information in the court record. Everyone at home get that?
There's your simple tutorial in case somebody doesn't know how the games work.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bow! And I always love, like, the dueling cut-ins, too.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Instead of a bar, it's back to the old...
Like, points?
The Phoenix Wright 1 system, points. Yeah, okay, that means it's time to save the game. What does that mean? I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure.
Hold it! I believe you didn't do either of those things, Albie.
You do? But you're a lawyer. Of course you'd say that.
That I believe my client? Now, there's no need for that.
But he's right. Lawyers always claim their client is innocent, even if they have to lie.
You know, aren't you a prosecuting lawyer? I mean...
That's different. Just like you're doing right now, accused. Don't lump me in with that lawyer. I'm not lying. I didn't steal anything and I didn't kill anybody. Lawyers only lie, eh?
Right?
I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room.
Hold it! You're not allowed to go near the treasure room?
You know, this reminds me...
Why is that?
Every time I've played one of these games, I always would actually activate the microphone and yell, hold it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I played like my portable gaming systems at home, so I never really felt like an idiot running around shouting, hold it, objection, take that. It's a rule of the temple. They keep a lot of important things in that room.
Yes, like the Founder's Orb in particular. Only the royal family may lay eyes on it.
That would be what we're dealing with here, yes?
Didn't Mr. Payne say anyone without spiritual power would go blind? I don't know if I should really hold that as, like, truth or not.
I heard you wouldn't be blinded if you just looked at the outer treasure box. I mean, I've apparently looked at that treasure box before. But I've never been anywhere near the treasure room. I'm too scared. You gotta believe me. I mean, I don't care if you believe me, Mr. Wright. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Kuraiinese butterfly on it.
Hold it! A box with a butterfly on it?
Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article. Look. But how do you know?
It's green!
See? There's a relief of the Kuraiinese butterfly on the treasure box.
Oh, you see how it's like wings make the little poop sign?
Oh yeah, okay. I had just looked at it as a plant, or mainly focused on the flowers and stuff. That's pretty good.
Oh, this design here carved on the back of the box. I see it now.
It screams out green, doesn't it? It's a sacred butterfly, said to carry the soul, or mitama, of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the twilight realm, as if it were a hammock, sleeping soundly.
The hammock was sleeping?
Yes.
As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me at the judge's bench. Well, what do you know? There it is. Though it kind of looks like he's about to be carried off to the twilight realm himself. I'm not that old.
I don't see it.
Well, I think the butterfly wings are kind of below the fire in this particular motif.
Yeah, but it sure doesn't... I mean, it's the soul then.
Yeah.
But it sure doesn't look like a butterfly.
Not really.
Anyway, I've never even seen this treasure box. Besides, when the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route.
Hold it! Planning out your tour route?
Well, you say that like you don't know I'm a tour guide, Mr. Wright. Yes, I was planning out a tour for you.
Oh, for me? Well, thank you, Albie. I forgot that I was meeting you here.
I wouldn't have done it if I knew you were a lawyer.
Really? Maya didn't tell you about that?
I wasted all that time on you. Give it back!
Sadly, I'm a lawyer, not a Time Lord. I appreciate that reference.
They do quite a few.
Actually, as soon as he heard that's what I am, he's been like a totally different person. I certainly don't think Albie committed murder. However...
I wonder how explicit these are going to be. Typically, when you run all the way through to the end of the testimony...
He'll be like, I should press on this, or something, you know?
Yeah, in the first game, they didn't just... Maybe they talked about it, but they didn't give you this obvious hint.
Uh-huh.
The further the series went, the more obvious it became.
Yeah.
I always just wanted to see the dialogue, so I'd move all the way to the end, just like we've done here, right?
Yeah.
That just seems like the normal way to do it, but it's frustrating because it often is like, let me just play the game for you. In fact, this and Dual Destiny even have this thing where if you can't figure it out...
You can ask for a hint?
They start giving you hints.
Oh, God.
Don't talk to me. You disgust me.
That outburst earlier makes me wonder if he'd willingly tell me the truth. I'd better compare his statements and the court record carefully. If I find an inconsistency, I can present some evidence and maybe get him to open up. I'm winking, they can't see me.
Right. So
We know which one it is to present.
now, let's look here. Shall we?
I mean, he only would know it was green because he wouldn't have seen this if he's actually seen it before.
All right, now that we've done the traditional Phoenix Wright save constantly, because come on, let's be serious. Why would you not do that?
Of course we're going to save. Whoa. We need to present the thing that shows that he shouldn't know what color it is, which is the black and white photo.
Yeah, you know, I guess that's actually probably right. Okay, yeah, he's talking about the newspaper article, so you just throw it right back at him. Okay.
Yeah. Like, that's gotta be it.
I assume so. It's just that on account of this box not being green.
Well, he said the green butterfly was
the
green.
butterfly might be green. You can't really see it in the photo.
Right? Well, you can't see any... Yeah.
Eat this!
Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So, you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right?
That's right. It's forbidden, so I never do that.
In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it?
Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article.
Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. You couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures.
Ah!
Was that bag squirming? Hold on. His bag. Did it just move? Polkunka!
Oh, Polkunka, no!
I beg your pardon?
Polkunka is a word in Koreanese that people use when they're surprised.
You just exposed a lie. So this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But, just a moment. If the accused was lying, then that just makes him more suspicious than ever. And this just makes things worse for me than ever. Albie, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Also, why is your bag moving? Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me.
So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you? Now that Mr. Wright has exposed this fact, it makes you far more suspicious. But that's always how these go.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I did take a peek one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room.
But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right?
Of course I wasn't.
Oh!
That is a lie. You were most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. I mean, I'd love to talk about this stuff, for instance.
Right.
But we don't know anything.
Yeah, he hasn't given us the proof. He does?
This was found on the floor of the treasure room. We pointed out that scroll ourselves. We were wondering what the heck it was. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident.
And what exactly is that supposed to prove?
The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll.
What?
Oh no! Come on, where is it? Oh, it's not here. I must have dropped it somewhere.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, Polkunka. Gleam! Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim.
Okay, well, that's bad. No. Then that means...
Due to the growing number of thefts around the temple, we'll be tightening security throughout. Therefore, all the hallway's shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. A lot of thefts recently, and the shutters...
Yeah. I mean, clearly this is the evidence that Jesus would use to try and pin it on him.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We just don't know what's going on.
Right. Albie was there on the day of the incident? Ho, 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 ho. So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Maybe I've been looking at lawyers all wrong.
Yes, it would seem so, your majesty.
He predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it.
Dang,
he's leveled up.
It's like I've been doing this basically for my entire life, and I'm 56. I always lose to you, though.
How was any of that supposed to help the accused?
See, I told you can't trust lawyers and their lies. Her benevolence already said the kid's guilty.
Just declare him guilty and get it over with.
No, everything's going all wrong. Shadow, what do I do? Shema, what?
As I suspected, this crass examination session has served no purpose whatsoever.
You're not quite right, your majesty, but that's close enough.
No, you're wrong.
No, that's a different game. Sorewachigaoyo!
But armed as we are with her benevolence in sight, there is no reason to doubt his guilt. Then I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this inside of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I will now finally announce my verdict.
What is this, the 5th time?
Wait just one moment, your majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that really necessary? I have to get home and apologize to my wife.
I don't care!
I guess she really did give him the business.
Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance.
You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne?
Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by my infinite by the power of the seance, Zuba? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy.
Well, now.
I've been wanting to see that for years, ever since my brother passed away at his hands.
What?
Actually, that didn't happen. He's still alive. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with your wife.
It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it'd give me a juicy tidbit to tell the missus.
Hey, honey, I happened to see someone squirm in terror, fear, and...
I saw a lawyer today.
Eek! Thud.
Yeah. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, this place definitely needs the spirit of justice, as it were.
Yeah.
Everyone here is just so...
I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit. Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. It's certainly unprecedented, but let's have the divination seance performed again.
It won't be the first time Phoenix has seen a ghost.
But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. The Zubas won't save him.
How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold.
That's my specialty, and don't you diss it!
Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. Ooh, I'm a poet and I didn't know it.
How about you stow it?
Yeah, she's been here the whole time.
You're just kind of standing there impassively. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence, Rayfa Padma Kurain. Thank you for coming all this way once again.
Your gratitude is unnecessary. This is simply my duty. Aha, here we go.
Ah, excellent.
14!
That's why she's the princess.
They just get younger and younger and younger. I mean, well, it is Mia's sister.
Pearl?
Yeah, Maya's little sister is older than this now.
Yeah.
Bob-headed attorney.
Yes? I mean, don't call me that. Oh, yes?
I am told you question the veracity of the sacred Divination Seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you.
I'm just a foreigner, ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie.
You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality.
What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner?
Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to her benevolence?
What does he know about anything? Ignorant outsider?
Death to heretics!
Yikes.
Death to lawyers!
Looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time.
Punish him! Punish him!
Punish him!
Jeez, they really are
Good
chanting it.
Lord!
Silence, one and all.
Is she standing up for me?
Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses his opinion.
Well, well. Looks like her benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought.
Attorneys are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths.
Or not.
The words of a lowly worm, such as that, are not worth troubling yourselves over.
All right, I take that back.
None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways.
Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would.
Boy, things sure are different over here. I mean, do you suppose that it's actually going to be like some sort of battle for the justice system?
Maybe? Are we going to interrogate the ghosts? Or
And alternately, oh my god, I have no idea. And then alternately, we got like the uber serious like revolution that's currently going on. They're just, these games are just normally so cheery
and lighthearted.
Certainly. Nana, my robe. That's amazing!
It just slides across.
Same bow that Albie did.
Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
That's interesting that it's voiced. They've
Yeah.
never really done that before.
And our ears be
I wonder if they'll do it every time.
Oh, dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me, so that we may receive their final memories in the pool of souls. Oh, Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name. Oh, dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me.
The pool of souls
Oh, God!
and their final memories.
Ah, I see.
So essentially, and it does indeed venerate the Holy Mother specifically, who is like the founding spirit medium. So I guess upon death, people's souls go into like
The Twilight Realm.
it's like a single sort of all become one type of thing. Okay, so that appears to be the way it works, and then the spirit mediums can pull things out from the pool. A lot more mobile than the other games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, noticeably more than even Dual Destinies.
Ah, well, I haven't played it. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that.
Yeah.
The butterfly loop in her dress. Or
Yeah.
not dress, but
Outfit, yeah.
whatever you call it. Now, this is for me, and I'm going to take it out. But this dance is made to destroy the emulator.
Rayfa is made to destroy the emulator.
Yes.
I'll be honest, I just wanted to see her dance again.
Did you say Albie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think it's a coincidence. The pool kind of is shaped like a flower.
Yeah, like a lotus, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Interesting thing to put in a courtroom.
Well, when it's all based on the Divination Seance.
I really do appreciate that they've just generated a culture and religion out of whole cloth.
And then this ghost rises from the pool.
I bet this is going to happen in every single one. At least
They may not animate it every time, but... Huh!
Incense. Song of ceremony, boy's voice. Okay, so this is... Okay, I get it. This is going to be the new mechanic for this game since we don't get any of the other stuff. Payne.
I see.
Except for the third game, which is the best in the series. Every game introduces a brand new mechanic.
Yeah. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool? A final message from the victim's soul. The last communication of his mitama.
So, why exactly is it that there are Magatama and Mitama in this place that isn't Japanese? I mean, those are... I don't really know, but I know they would have some sort of origin in Taoism before they became Japanese.
Well,
right?
his hat and outfit kind of look Taoist.
Yeah, so maybe, but why is it the Japanese word is all?
Because we're in Japanica.
No, not in this.
I
This
guess
is
you're
actually
right.
another country-aka.
Another country-aka.
Borneo land, or
Borneo land.
Siam land, perhaps. Anyway, these are things that I am thinking about.
The Divination Seance has revealed this to us.
Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project a victim's memories of the last few moments before their demise, Zuba.
So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced?
In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation.
Except the injury is on the back of the head.
There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. I actually didn't really get a good look at the
We couldn't see what he was holding.
at the image itself, but I was mainly focusing on the words. We'll be able to look at it again whenever we do however this is going to
however
work.
this mechanic works. This looks bad for Albie. Really, really bad.
Now, do you see why I'm the incredible Payne?
Yes, you don't actually do anything and leave it all up to the spirit interpretation.
How dare you!
More than I can express. But even if those really are the victim's last memories, what can I do with them?
I mean, you're right. The thing is, we sort of talked about it the moment we looked at the photo. The injuries in the back of his head.
Yeah.
And Albie's size, etc. You have to be able to address all these. There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed.
No, that was a few seconds ago. Didn't you see me recover? Are your sunglasses too thick, sir?
Oh, how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, Your Majesty?
I think you're enjoying this far too much.
All right. My family has dreamed of your suffering for eons! Or at least about 10 years or so.
Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here?
Yeah, even Albie is like, go away, lawyer.
Now then, I think we've been amused enough. I really have to go see my wife. Ho 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 ho.
If you know what I mean. Justice is not for amusement. Well, this is pretty amusing, though.
If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against
That,
you.
we were right.
Yeah.
And that is, of course... So you better win!
Yeah! You'd be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs.
That's why there's no lawyers, because
Oh God,
you'll
yeah.
just die if you mess up. So there's no...
Or get arrested.
The risk reward, yeah, I mean you'll get arrested and serve time. I'm sure they don't actually execute you.
I hope.
Maybe you probably get the lawyer probably gets the same sentence as the accused.
Well, the princess did push for the most extreme punishment.
Well, it's probably not execution. I only say that because the series is full of murderers. And when
I suppose you're right, yeah.
when you catch up with some of them, they're all still in prison, of course, but there have been a few characters like Maya's mother, for instance, or not Maya's mother, Maya's grandmother,
Right.
aunt.
I don't remember.
Anyway, from the woman from the second case in the second Phoenix Wright game, you catch up with her like over a year later, and she's just in prison where she's basically sentenced to life. So.
I see.
But I mean, heck, this is Kurain. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, it could be like 20 years in prison for the 9-year-old.
The Defense Culpability Act. That sounds really ominous. What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know, person who does not live in our culture and has never been here before?
Your Majesty, where he comes from, there's no such thing. Isn't it barbaric?
No? Time for more heckling!
You mean you can express opinions?
What's with all the hubbub, bub?
Well, not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you'd better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him.
Yes, I think I'd better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty.
Exactly that, yes.
Yeah. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that?
This place must really suck.
Oh! Under the DC Act, many an attorney has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Don't ask why the police in this photo look nothing like the police now.
No, this is well, there haven't been lawyers for 20 years. This is 20 years ago.
That's fair.
This is utterly ridiculous. How can there actually be rule of law or like trust in...
Well, it's all trust in the Holy Mother.
Right. But it's just authoritarian.
Yeah.
I mean, with this, there's not even like the pretense of a
Right.
justice system.
I mean, it's all up to how the priestess at the time, like, interprets what, like, the vision, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I just go back to thinking about, say, I don't know, the Magna Carta. Mm-hmm. Lots of people have fought and died for stuff like this. So honestly, I'm pretty pro-revolutionaries.
Yeah.
Because
This is ridiculous.
I mean, we'll see what it is that they say. Of course, it also makes for a compelling story.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to say that the people here can't be governed the way they want to be governed, but is this really what they want? What happens to political prisoners, right?
Oh, God.
Anybody who speaks up against the state, like, well, I'm a devout Kurayanist, and of course I believe in the absolute authority of the Holy Mother and her benevolence, etc., etc., but when you accuse my brother of something he didn't do, and he's automatically convicted of it and punished in an extreme fashion, I don't like it. So I'm perfectly willing to do everything you tell me to do, but this is unfair. Like, as a for instance.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
Okay? Also, another thing to point out, this piece of music is the only piece of music to have been in every single Phoenix Wright game.
Oh!
Unless it's not in the two that I haven't played, which is again versus Professor Layton, and I don't recall it. It's the one that didn't come out stateside that doesn't have lawyers. And they couldn't extract the Japanness from it.
I see.
So they just left it alone.
Okay. Some went to prison. Others received the death penalty.
Good God!
That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney.
Admit?
They're like shadow attorneys lurking in the...
Hey, buddy, one time I defended a client in a court of law.
I had to escape from prison, bro.
That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that.
We're all a bunch of crazy people.
Attorneys are black-souled creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. They probably had several extremely high-profile corruption cases like this. For instance, you could say that this type of a system, if we're right that that what caused the Defense Culpability Act to be to be put into effect in the first place was extreme corruption, where criminals were easily, like powerful criminals, were able to be like technicalitied away to innocence by the evil, black-hearted, corrupt lawyers, right?
I see. Okay.
You know, because you think about slimy lawyers, you know, Better Call Saul.
I think of Payne, but
So, well, he's a prosecutor, though. You think about slimy defense lawyers, and it's like it's frustrating, right? So it's possible that under a system, that what they did was go from that extreme to the other extreme.
to the exact opposite extreme.
There's no corrupt lawyers anymore, but boy, if you get
in trouble, you better make sure the victim's last memories are good.
Yeah, if you get accused of a crime, then you're toast. Alternately, this could be part of the satire of the Japanese justice system, but
True.
I mean, again, I kind of feel that that's the sort of thing that's really out of the purview of us talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll discuss it if it's relevant, but otherwise it would be like, I think it's like the same idea as whipping up a Let's Play on YouTube to watch some guy in the Let's Play of a video game go on and on about, like, economic policy and tort reform. I don't think there's anybody other than us who would really do something like that, but, I mean, theoretically it could happen, and so we're saying we won't do it. Let's talk about tort.
Do you believe us?
Thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated.
Objection? Exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Boy, we're really going all, like, full in on the Doctor Who, huh?
I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. Normally it's just a really intense hostility from the opposite side. Like whips and stuff. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way? Dear God, never laugh again.
You fell right into my trap, Phoenix, Wright! I'll have revenge for taking for the...
Well, I mean, actually, the judge said I could back out now and not suffer anything.
Please don't do that. Your win streak against me and my brother ends today! With the Seance and the DC Act on my side, I'll finally get my revenge!
Hostile prosecutor? So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie.
Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Kurain. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now. Alas, my poor brother didn't make it and is still employed back where he was.
Oh, I thought you were implying he died in the wilderness. Defense, know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too.
I'll avenge all of our family's hair!
That explains Albie's reaction earlier.
Defend me? Mr. Wright? What are you saying? You can't do that!
That's why he's being so hostile now. He doesn't want me to defend him.
Oh, what a nice kid.
I know. Oh!
Your Majesty.
Yeah, Zuba that.
Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason of the highest order. You'll have to forgive me. I'm just so excited that my family's goal of 1,000 years is about to be reached. I might be exaggerating slightly, but it's really humiliating, you know? Zuba! Zuba! Zuba!
Look, you say I did something to your hair, but it's right there. I can see it. It's grown back.
No, Gaspin Payne's hair. He has been able to keep a hold of this hair.
I see.
I mean, it's probably a toupee.
I see. Part of the hat?
No, that's what Gaspin Payne has always looked like every time you see him.
Okay.
One should pay for a crime with one's life.
Yes. I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances. This is a death penalty? No way. You're kidding, right? Your Majesty?
Oh,
Oh,
Mr.
No.
Wright.
Do I look like I'm kidding? It's hard to tell, Your Honor. I'll have you put your life and your dark, tainted soul on the line here. Death? This can't be happening.
This is definitely a different set of stakes.
Right?
I guess every one of Phoenix's trials is going to,
Put his life on the line?
yeah. The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth, and no attorneys can intervene. Criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate.
Wouldn't this kind of do a kind of Death Note-y thing and just, I'm not committing a crime, are you frickin' serious?
Possibly.
Like,
That, I mean, I doubt the deterrence effect is really what they're really going to go into. Though what is
Probably
sort of
not.
what is sort of interesting about that, though, is that, you know, if you look at history, it seems like at some point or other, every society will eventually decide to try out like the super deterrence theories.
Yeah.
Like it certainly happened in Europe. It certainly happened in China. At least I can speak about those two.
That's true.
Where, like certain places would just like really go hard after criminals, like Chinese legalism, for instance. Like during different parts of, I mean, at a bare minimum, during different parts of the Qin Dynasty and the Han Dynasty, the early Han, I guess. It never actually really works.
I guess that makes sense.
It doesn't not work, but it is a complicated thing. I also feel like that's probably out of the purview of this game, unless it isn't.
Fair enough.
I mean, who knows what the revolutionaries are going to do?
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of wish that we didn't know that something like that was going to happen.
Well, there's still a lot about it we don't know.
Well, think about how much more surprising it'd be.
Yeah, you're
Like, we'd
right.
be complaining about how unjust the country is, and
But
then
we know
all
that
of a
they're
sudden...
going to do something about it.
And then all of it... Well, not necessarily. The revolutionaries are probably even worse than the actual people they're rebelling against.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, foreign lawyer, I ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused? There's Maya to think of in all of this, too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Gee! I think we'll just continue the defense. I like how all these, they're like no-brainers.
That's often the case.
Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? Yes, they referenced it! To help those with no one on their side.
That is something that I really feel extremely strongly about myself.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is from the first game. When you do find out Phoenix's backstory then, and it's much more complicated than this, but this is really the way it goes.
Right.
The people that no one wants to defend.
Yeah.
I don't know, sort of being something of a social outcast. It's kind of forged that.
I can't just abandon everything I believe in. All I can do now is stand firm and fight!
Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix Wright. Admit your defeat and grovel before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection! Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie!
What? But Mr. Wright!
Oh God, he has died! The defendant insists he's innocent.
I like the big crate that came out of his bag. And finally, the first turnabout!
And not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination.
Oh, I love gasping stuck-up hair.
Polkunka!
Polkunka, Mr. Wright! But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that you still want to defend me?
I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me. But I still believe in you and your innocence.
First rule of being a lawyer is believe in your client.
So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it.
Though, to be fair, not all of Phoenix's clients have always been innocent. But believing in your client and them being guilty aren't the same thing.
Right. I love this music.
Oh yeah, no, this is classic Phoenix Wright music, and of course, everything just got worse and worse and worse, and you find out like all the great lengths to how bad it gets with like the DC Act and the whole culture of Kurain against everything. And so Phoenix just sort of stands.
Screw you guys.
Yeah, he stands against the entire country and is like, no, because my client is innocent. Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than mere jokes.
Your benevolence. Believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insights out.
Yeah! Oh, she gets a that's enough, huh?
Nice.
Insolent, disrespectful attorney. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Is she threatening us with death? Well, I guess we've already been threatened with death.
Yeah, and we've kind of accepted it by agreeing to defend. Yeah. Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. The Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case.
The trial's not over yet, you know, so please don't pass a verdict.
And with this verdict, you'll both soon be parting with your heads.
It doesn't work like that!
Death.
What the hell is this place? My God, is Maya all right? I'm so worried about her.
I like how he's not backing down from this.
He's faced some crazy stuff in his time. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, here we go. Now for the insight stuff, huh?
Oh.
I hope this is better than the mechanic from Dual Destinies. Rayfa's insight. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion? Just like you had pointed out, when you had mentioned the time, I had said...
Like the autopsy report.
Yeah, that was it. Like, you had immediately pointed out, like, is that time right? And...
But I don't remember when we arrived, you know?
Right. But what was it that Rayfa just said? A murder after the morning dance of devotion? But Albie was with Phoenix during the morning dance of devotion. Or was that the afternoon?
It was 3 p.m., wasn't it, because of the bell? I mean, if we assume that that's what that is.
Oh, no, I guess that's probably the morning. These are the victim's experiences just before his death.
As the victim's final memories, we can assume they aren't lies. So how do I break this down?
Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision?
Come to think of it, I did see words like Song of Ceremony and Incense.
Okay, that was Albie. Like I said, I was literally only looking at the words flashing around. So that, like, Albie obviously found him. But why didn't he go get somebody? Why the original? Well, we'll find that out later.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way Albie murdered him, but Albie did
Was there.
stand above him right after his death. Okay, well, that's believable because they knew each other, like they were friends.
Fear? I mean, we don't know who the Jesus guy is.
Yeah, we have no idea who that is. I actually really wish they wouldn't do that.
Show us who the killer is?
I hate that. I hate it so much. But that is the way it is. The big part is him going to get somebody.
Yeah.
Why didn't he just go to get somebody and say he found it? We'll find out what that is. You don't suppose he actually does have the orb in his backpack, do you? Or his bag?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I think maybe the Jesus guy might be his mentor and was just like, if you want to continue to be a monk or whatever, you better not tell anyone about this, and then framed him.
I doubt that. That would be too easy to go against.
Maybe.
The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. Just wait for trying to figure out how to taste on the 3DS. Or emulated 3DS, as the case may be.
Oh, that's even harder. So what Mr. Roll experienced with his 5 senses appears in the vision as words, right?
Ah, that's how it works. Precisely. And by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity.
I don't know about that. That situation seemed kind of ambiguous here.
Well, yeah.
Works for me. I can use all the extra information I can get.
And it's not like you haven't had to deal with crazy things involving the supernatural before.
Also that.
I don't want to overplay that stuff. Honestly, it was really amazing when it happened.
Yeah. Now, to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance's vision. Your Benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again.
I love that smile. It's like the confident smirk.
Yeah.
Very well.
So he smells incense. He hears the Song of Ceremony in the boy's voice. Then he feels pain.
Gee, getting a really good look at it with all this in mind makes it look way worse. Okay, I mean, we see what the contradiction is, though. It's the Song of Ceremony.
Yeah. Check the Song of Ceremony pamphlet. That. Okay, I was wondering if maybe...
Well, by getting the lyrics, we might be able to tell what part of the song it's on.
Okay, well, I was wondering if maybe it said when it played, like what time exactly.
Well, that wouldn't have anything to do on this. We'll find. We don't know. But the thing is all Phoenix has to do is ask.
That's true.
It's like there's information that will come up. But for now, what we need to be keeping in mind is what I don't quite remember what it was that Rayfa said about the timing of it. We'll see it all in a minute. I mean, that's what Phoenix is about to point out.
Wait a minute. Her Benevolence said after the morning dance of devotion earlier, didn't she? Isn't there something off about that?
Just like we said. So how does this work?
I'll use these arrows to select the insight I think is off.
Ah, I see.
Yes, this is the insight that sounded funny. Now I'll just carefully compare this insight with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll tap select.
Goodness, can I take a moment to complain about emulation? I have no idea how this is going to look in the end.
This is it. This is the part of the vision that contradicts the insight. Now I just select the sensation I think is inconsistent and then present it.
Well, obviously it's this.
Right? Objection! Wait just a moment.
Yes? What is it, Barbed Head?
Why do all of my opponents come up with nicknames for me? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right?
That's right. What of it?
Then isn't it strange that Mr. Roll could still hear the Song of Ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right.
Ha-ha! Take that and stuff. Just
Hold it, yeah.
Just like we said. Is that all that troubles you?
I think it's relevant. Huh?
What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony.
Practice run? What are you talking about?
Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement.
I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session. There goes my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Olby and I saw her benevolence dancing. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me.
Ask away, your majesty.
It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other.
Nick!
Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room?
Judge, are you concerned in some way about the truth?
I mean, it's been so long since my brain cells have actually had to think. He's right. It is a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne?
Your majesty, have you forgotten? There are speakers in every room of Temple Temple, including the treasure room.
Oh, that's right.
Kids and their modern technology these days.
Speakers? For what purpose?
Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple, Zuba.
I'm sorry,
Zuba, Zuba! Zuba, Zuba! That's why the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony in the seance vision. It was the practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers.
They even do the practice over the speakers? Doesn't that seem a little weird?
That's a good question, yeah.
Thank you for your explanation, Your Benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me.
Wow, he knows it at least. Think nothing of it.
Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us, for this cross-examination?
Very well. Of course, anytime something is revised, that means that's the one that you go after.
Yeah.
Yeah, would a practice really be there? And for that matter, I mean, it's like I said, there has to be something to the lyrics.
I think I'm getting the hang of this. No more tutorializing!
Thank goodness.
Ooh, check the invoice. Or notice.
So we still have the hallway shutters.
Yeah, I was just thinking if
closed.
maybe there was something here that might...
Okay, are there really speakers in that room?
They said there were speakers in the treasure room.
Even in the treasure room. Is it possible that what he was holding was the notice? That seems weird.
Yeah, why would he be holding it like that?
But his fingerprints were on the thing.
If I point out the inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly.
And that's how you know it's right!
Yeah, just like pressing a witness. Yeah.
Although I guess there has been at least one time when that didn't work that way, but set up the rules to break them and whatnot.
So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all.
That's right! Nitpick every detail! That's what we're for.
I'd better find another inconsistency, no matter how small!
That's what we do all the time! And thinking about it, I wonder how much of my own thing about the truth was influenced by... Well, doesn't that sound familiar? Like the first Phoenix Wright game?
Yeah! It's a bit hard to focus on the insights with the seance vision going. I'll try using the pause button.
Oh, thank God!
The vision. There! I paused the vision! I don't know how I paused the vision, but I think I can touch the flashing panels to jump to different parts of the vision.
You only thought the tutorial was over. This makes more sense than what it was before.
Yeah. I'll try moving the Mitama mark to the flashing red panel there. Mr. Wright, are you talking to yourself? Don't worry, it's just a thing I do. Okay, now that I know how to get around in seance visions, it's time to find inconsistencies between the insights and the visions!
It's time to find saving the game!
I don't think we can right now! I lied!
This is a Phoenix Wright game, you can always save.
What wondrous insights will we find out in the next episode? Stay tuned, folks!
You'd better not mess this up, Mr. Wright. You still haven't paid my bill in full.
Well, if I lose, I won't have to.